What's going on, y'all? And welcome back to the Address Your Stress podcast. And on today's health episode, we're talking about food and how it affects your mood. That's right, how food affects your mood. See, what a lot of us don't really understand is the impact that our food has, not just on our physical health. I think we all have a rough understanding of that, and if you don't, you should, on how it impacts, your of course your weight, of course your cholesterol, of course your blood sugar. Yes, it affects all of that, but it also affects how your brain responds and reacts on a daily basis. The neuroplasticity, the cognitions, yes, it actually affects that too. And what you gotta, first of all, you gotta step back and understand is that our physical health and our mental health are not separate. They are interconnected together and they affect one another. And when it comes to food, that is especially true. And what you got to understand is that there have been, many studies, many books that have been written about the impact of food on our mood and how we're on our behavior, even to the point of depression and anxiety, improving depression, anxiety, and other different mood disorders. And so it is really impactful if you make the change in your diet that really focuses on what is best for not only your body, but also what's best for your brain. So let's go through a couple of these and figure out, okay, what are we looking for when it comes to the best food for our brain, which is going to make us have the best mood? Well, personally, I say you want to start with the foods that contain these particular minerals. Foods that contain magnesium, foods that contain iron, food that contains zinc, and food that contains potassium. And if you want to add a little razzle dazzle, look for things that have selenium as well. Those 5 different minerals. Now, Cameron, why those specific minerals? Well, number one, iron. It helps with the blood flow. It helps with energy levels. And a lot of people are deficient in all of these minerals, but especially in their iron. I'm pretty sure you know somebody who complains about being cold all the time and probably eats ice all the time. And they go to the doctor and they find out, oh, you are, say it with me, anemic. Yeah, because you're low on iron, and iron is in the form of not only red meat, but also in our vegetables as well. And so, moving right along down the list, also with magnesium. Magnesium is my favorite mineral when it comes to stress because it helps directly with the body's stress response, and is involved in over 300 different enzymic reactions in the body. It is so essential for the body to have magnesium. It also helps with muscle cramps. It helps with sleep. It just helps with so many different things. So this definitely is like my top of the list, followed by iron. The next on the list is zinc, which helps with our body's immune system. Off the top of my head, I'm trying to remember if it's an antioxidant specifically, but it definitely helps boost the immune system and just overall with our energy levels and so on and so forth like that. Last but not least, potassium. Well, not last, but potassium in particular, which I know some of y'all are like, oh, bananas, but not just bananas. Kiwis actually have more potassium than bananas do, but potassium helps with our body's blood flow system. Particular, again, not breaking down the exact science of it, but for those of us who struggle with high blood pressure, it helps open the blood vessels to allow that blood flow to come through easier. So it's not gonna necessarily decrease the blood pressure directly. It's not gonna, be the cure all, but it's gonna expand the blood vessels to allow that blood flow to pass through easier while you're on your road to recovery, while you're working out, while you're changing your diet. Potassium is gonna help in that aid on that journey. And the selenium is also another thing that helps boost the immune system too. But the thing about it is, and why I have it last on the list, is because selenium, when you have too much of it, in particular, like for example, Brazil nuts, which is very high in selenium specifically, you can get sick. That's why you definitely want to check your levels and see if you're low in that. but you don't want to overdo it because it can make you sick. Like, it doesn't take a lot to make you very sick. But those particular minerals are the type of things you want to look for in your diet. So, well, Cameron, so how do I figure out, when it comes to my food, where can I get the best bang for my buck when it comes to these particular minerals? Well, I'm so glad you asked. We're going to start with green leafy vegetables. Green leafy vegetables. We're talking about spinach. We're talking about lettuce. We're talking about kale. We're talking about mustard greens. We're talking about these. And by the way, this is in our most pure form that's going to have the best benefit. But the general rule of thumb for me is if it's green, it's going to be clean. So if you're not rocking with the green leafy vegetables, let's go with the broccoli. Let's go with the kale. Let's go with the celery. And the thing is, while these non-leafy ones may not have all the nutrients that we need, but the superfoods of the green leafy vegetables are going to have all of those particular minerals that I talked about. They're going to have those in just the right portions that our body needs, because God was doing his thing when he made the fruits and vegetables of the earth, making just what we need. And the goal that you want to typically go for is one green leafy meal a day. And I don't mean like a whole meal, but one serving of green leafy vegetables per day. If you can go the extra mile and have green leafy vegetables with every single meal of the day. So if you're eating 2 times a day, having a side dish of having a side salad with every single meal. I personally, for those of my clients who I work with and are not eating any vegetables, I always say have one a day. That needs to be your target, is to aim to have one salad, one broccoli serving, one kale, one, like one serving a day. If you do that, I guarantee you'll feel much better, because you're going to get the nutrients that your body has been craving for. Like put the McDonald's to the side, put the Wendy's biggie bags to the side, put the Zaxby's up, put the Slim Chickens up, put the Popeyes up. You know what I'm saying? Like here's the thing. I'm not telling you to remove them entirely. I'm telling you to be strategic about when you eat this food, because a lot of us like to start off the day with either nothing or something very high and sugary and unhealthy. I know when I was coming up in school, my favorite thing to eat was Pop-Tarts. Very quick. I ain't got to heat it up. Now some of y'all like, oh, I had to put it in the toaster. Like, nope, I get it right out the box, take it, give me some milk, and if I feel like dipping it, I'll dip it, I'll eat it, you know what I'm saying? And it gets me going, it fills me up. Maybe I'll have another packet to make sure I get 4. But here's the thing. When you think as a child, getting biblical on you now, but no, for real though, but when you are really particularly looking at your health, what you want to look for is when you start the day off, you want to start the day with a clean meal, such as the green leafy vegetables, or starting off with fruits and vegetables, or starting off with a clean protein. So something that is not too heavy, but that is going to generate energy for you. And what I mean by clean protein, I mean grilled or baked, hell, maybe even steamed. I don't know, whatever y'all's jam is, but not fried, not fricasseed. You know what I'm saying? Like all the flour from the fried chicken and overdoing it and stuff like that, because that's not good for you. You and I both know. And so what I want to encourage you to do is, before the next episode comes out, so this episode comes out on a Sunday, the next episode comes out on a Wednesday, I want to challenge you to start your day for the next 3-4 days. Start your day with something clean. Start your day off with a fruit. Start your day off with a vegetable. Avoid sugars. Avoid high fatty stuff. But start your next 3 days off with a clean breakfast and see how your energy feels. Just try it. Okay? All right, y'all. That's all I got for today's episode. I'll see you next week. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed this week's episode, share it with somebody who you think could benefit from it as well. And if you want to support the show, please subscribe wherever you are watching or listening to this and leave us a 5-star review. I'll see you soon.